Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars, welcome to another PlayStation review. Today's review is for Rescue HQ, specifically on the PlayStation 4, but the footage you're seeing is me playing the game on the PlayStation 5. Now Rescue HQ is an emergency services simulator, and essentially there are a number of modes for you to get involved with this game, a number of maps should I say. And they range from Berlin, Chicago, San Francisco and London. And many of these maps will give you certain scenarios to undertake, and some of them are kind of like sandbox type modes, and there's even a training map as well for you to get your teeth stuck into that kind of teaches you the basics of the game. Now, essentially with this being an emergency services simulator, you get to control the four main emergency services, and by that I mean the fire departments, the police, the ambulance services, and on some maps the coast guards as well. And like I say, some maps that you go into, there will be certain scenarios for you to complete, and there are others that are more sandboxy mode. But I would definitely strongly recommend anybody playing this game who is not used to city building sims or simulation type games or games of this sort, definitely to start on the training map, because this is amongst one of the most difficult games to pick up and learn in this type of area. And I'm a veteran of these sort of games. I really do enjoy these kind of simulation building sims. I really enjoy them, generally speaking, but this is fairly basic, I think it's fair to say, and it doesn't always explain itself particularly well, so you will find yourself getting quite frustrated for a number of reasons when playing this game. Number one is the controls. They are quite frustrating in regards to how the controls work, and it's probably more suited for like PC gamers. There's too much for the controller on a console really to kind of deal with, and you do kind of get stuck in a rut, or you get a little bit frustrated and confused about what to press, what buttons to do, and the rotation of the camera really, and the zooming in and zooming out can all get a little bit frustrating. It certainly did for me, and like I say, I am used to playing a lot of these types of games. And the maps will consist of, generally speaking, some of them that you will go into, there will be like a station almost ready built for you that you just need to add to, and there'll be some maps where you have to build from scratch. And you've got to basically kind of like build a garage for your vehicles, but you've also got to have like an office so that you can have like a recruitment desk for that specific garage, whether it be fire service, police, ambulance. You need specific desks and specific offices. All the people that you recruit need their own locker. You've got to also have things like bedrooms, bathrooms and kitchens for your staff, because they will essentially live there, and it will run in shifts. You've got a day shift and a night shift. You have to keep upgrading your equipment and things, and you do this by reputation. So what you get to do in this game is you get to go out on calls. So you'll get emergency calls coming through, and it'll either be a call for the ambulance service, the fire department, the police, or the coast guard if you've got one of those maps. So you will go into that particular call. It will tell you what emergency service it needs, and you will determine which vehicle you're going to send, because there's a number of vehicles you can unlock. Which vehicle you're going to send, which crew you're going to send on that vehicle, and which equipment you're going to send, and then you will send it out. Hopefully that they will complete that scenario, but you don't get to get involved in that. You just basically send them out, and it will tell you when they come back if they were successful or not. And if you send them out with enough staff and enough equipment, generally speaking, they will come back and the scenario will have been successful. So you'll earn money, and you'll also earn reputation. And as you earn reputation, you can unlock more things to add to your station. So you can unlock new training equipment. You can unlock new furniture for the rooms where the staff relax in and things like that. There's a whole array of things for you to unlock, including new vehicles and things like that. And you can also recruit new people to the team, but they will basically be rookies when they start on the team. So through sending them out on calls and also making sure you've got training rooms set up, they will eventually in time become part of the team, and just as skillful as the others, but it does definitely take time. Now this is priced at $24.99 in the UK. I honestly, I think it's overpriced. I think it's fair to say the visuals are nothing to write home about. When you zoom in, the detail isn't brilliant. The characters, for the most part, don't have faces, and it all looks a bit blocky and basic. There is some voice acting in a sense of you do get some characters that pop up at the beginning of scenarios, or where you make certain achievements, or if you've hit certain goals on your objectives. A cartoon face will pop up with a voice, with like a caricature voice, to give you an update on certain events that are happening, or what you've just basically achieved. But for the most part, there's very little in the way of voice acting, and you are accompanied with some, I think it's fair to say, pretty dull music. So this is one of those games that you can kind of play with the sound off if you really wanted to, and have your Spotify on and listen to it, that sort of thing, because the in-game music is certainly nothing to write home about. You could speed up the time. I mean, one thing I have found from playing this game, and I've put a lot of hours into this game now, one thing I have found is in between events, there's not a lot happens, so you're going to need to speed up the time. So you will spend your time basically, fine-tuning your base, adding and unlocking new equipment, adding new rooms, new garages, all that kind of stuff. And once you've done all that, you've no choice but to speed up time until you get a new call, or until you get to the new event. And the new event could range from a whole array of things. And the events really are nothing to write home about. It's just a case of having the right equipment and the right staff and the right vehicle to send out on a certain event. But I suppose it mixes up the gameplay a little bit. So it really is, for me, if you're a big fan of these type of games, it's one to consider. It's certainly one to consider buying on a sale, I would say. From my perspective, it's too basic, it's too pricey, and it does get a little bit dull. But it kind of functions at the very basic level. So worth picking up if you're a big fan of these games, but I would definitely wait until it drops down in price, because I do think $24.99 is too much to ask for a game as basic as this. So I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. I hope you liked this review. I hope you found it useful, and of course I will be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.